Hello traders, welcome to Trading the Trend. I am Dennis and this is my weekend report for week ending December 16th. And as you can see, we're looking at the S&P 500. Big news of the week was the Federal Reserve did raise rates. I think a whole 1/4%, big deal. But it definitely rallied the dollar. It had a down move on the stock market, but the stock market pretty much recovered. Looking here at the S&P, you can see we ended up with a doji. It didn't move a whole lot. What is really on the minds of the market, especially with Friday, is Monday is the finalization of the Electoral College for the presidency. And there is a lot of interference going on with that process right now from the Democrats, from Hillary Clinton. They still think they can steal this election. So I think that's kind of got the market frozen until after that is settled. I don't even want to think what will happen to this market if they succeed in stealing or even delaying the Electoral College vote. That would not be good. Moving on, let's look at the commodities. We'll look at oil. As you can see, we've been watching that line at $51. We got above it last 2 weeks, and we stayed above it this week. We did challenge it, but we finished back above it. Matter of fact, we had a pretty good up move on Friday. Locally, I know gas prices jumped about 20 cents a gallon this week, so I'm still thinking that up here in this $60 range is possible, and then we'll see what happens from there. And then we look at gold, which is just terrible right now. Federal Reserve raises rates, that sends gold down, and that's the situation. Not sure how far this goes, but unless something happens to turn this around, I expect gold to continue to move lower. Silver and mining stocks are in the same boat. Now let's look at our currencies. First, we'll look at my strong week rankings. Of course, the CAD is strong because of the price of oil. They should remain strong. And you notice that the US dollar has moved up a bit. Everybody else gave back a little for the week. So, not a whole lot of movement from the rest of them, but it's pretty much a CAD and US dollar play right now. Of course, the pound is still pretty strong, but it has given back a little bit. The question is just who you're going to play it with. So we'll look at some examples here. And here is the Euro US dollar weekly chart. And this is that trading range that I've been watching. It's been good for almost 2 years. And looky here, finally we get the break below it. So that red line, which is held for such a long time, has finally been broken. We did get a little pullback on Friday. That's why you see that little tail there. But I don't think that's of anything significance. There certainly wasn't any big reversal candles on the shorter time frames. So, maybe we challenge the underside of this line and then head lower, but I definitely would be playing this to the downside. Other things to look at is the Aussie US dollar. And there it goes, and here we go. And everything is going to be weak compared to the US dollar. So we get the Fed announcements, and this thing heads lower. I would expect this to continue down. Looking at the US dollar yen, nice big up candle for the week, and you can see what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6 week in a row, and they're all pretty strong moves. So until we get back up here at this point of 125, I'd probably expect this thing to continue to move up. Is it going to go in a straight line? Impossible to tell. There certainly could be a pullback, but I would just use that as a buy-in opportunity at this point. What does it look like when you get two strong currencies together? Then you got this thing where it's not really moving a whole lot. So because of the rate decision, the dollar did spike up a little bit for the week, but this one's going to be pretty much a tug of war since they're both strong currencies, so I might bow out on that one for a while. How about the euro pound? Since the pound is still strong, you can see we got down here to this level where we showed some support over here, and it just seems to be stuck there for like 3 weeks in a row. We can't get much below this level of what, 83.50 in that area. So we'll be watching that. I would expect maybe this thing to finally break and move lower, but it's not necessarily going to happen all at once, but we'll keep watching it. And I think that's pretty much all I got. Right now, you know, it's a strong dollar, strong oil prices, strong CAD. Of course, the wild card in the mix is what's happening on the political scene here in the U.S. as they continue to try to mess with the U.S. elections. Let's hope that they leave things as they are and the markets continue to move in their current direction. I'll catch y'all later.